I think on December 21st, it's a Friday, they're going to say, we're gridlocked, we're deadlocked, got to go, time for the holidays. And they say, we're going to kick it all down the road and we'll extend everything until March 31st, the end of the first quarter. So we have to go through this all over again throughout the winter before we know for sure what the top rates will be, what all of this will come to. Well, what do the markets think? I mean, the markets have been fairly optimistic lately. I think there's a view among most professional investors that the outcome will be fairly benign. There's two big issues that professional investors have. One is, could this really extract a lot from GDP at some point in 2013? And secondly, are there investment plays? Should we short defense stocks? I would say no. Defense is not going to take a hit. Should we worry about stocks that rely on NIH, drug stocks? Well, maybe. They could take certainly a haircut. So there's a lot for the markets to worry about. But the consensus, which is not always right, is that when they kick the can down the road, eventually we'll get a deal that won't hurt that much, even if it's Obama, because he can't get it through the House. So I feel fairly confident that the dividend tax will not go to ordinary income from 15, that the estate tax exemption will not go down to 1 million from 5. I think that's pretty likely, but I can't tell any of you this, that it's certain. And therein lies the problem. This great uncertainty that I think will grow as we get into the fall. The best example I can give you of why this uncertainty is troubling, it came to me, I did an event like this, and this old timer came up to me. He's probably 85 years old, and he said, young man, and I like it when anyone says young man. That's always nice. He said, young man, I've got all these gains that I've piled up over the years. I've got a lot of capital gains. I'm thinking of selling. He said, should I sell in October when I know I'm going to pay 15%? Or can I wait until next year? Will it still be 15% next year? I couldn't answer him. And I do this for a living. I told him, well, sir, I think the outcome will be fairly benign, blah, 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 but no one can tell you for sure. So if you took this old guy and multiplied him by 5, 6, 7 million Americans who might think about lightening up in the second half, it's an issue. It's a dark cloud. And it's a dark cloud that will not be resolved until well into this winter, unfortunately. I wish I could give you a better scenario. I wish I could give you more clarity. I don't see a dramatic increase in taxes because of what I said earlier with the House. But if Obama wins, let's be candid here, somebody's going to wind up paying 39.6%, the old top rate. I think they're going to redefine what's rich. It's not families that make $250,000 a year or more. If you live in Midtown Manhattan or any place, if you've got 3 kids in college, $250,000 a year is not rich. And I think Chuck Schumer would take 500. To my astonishment, Nancy Pelosi is saying $1 million. So they'll redefine rich higher. But I do think somebody may wind up paying a higher tax. And I think if Obama wins, it's fairly likely, in my opinion, that the capital gains rate will be a little higher. Certainly that 3.8%, and maybe a bit more than that.